and welcome to my channel. If you are looking to get your finances in shape, have a quality of life without thinking about how am I going to pay for that bill, how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that, well, you are on the right channel. You are going to be, if you stick around with me, hopefully get your finances in shape. The reason I say that is because I have been saving for the past 18 months now, I think it is. But this year especially, I'm going to be doing my low buy year, so that's what it says in the title. The reason I wanted to do a new channel about budgeting and my home life in general, really, because that's going to be all around budgeting anyway, is because me and my husband wanting to buy this house we're living in at the moment, and we've only got a number of months to get this money saved. Because of the pandemic, we are no longer able to put 5% deposit down on the house, so we have to save a lot more money to get a mortgage on it. So I thought a low buy year is gonna have to happen, and if you haven't seen my last video, go and check that one out. That gives you all of the ins and outs of what I'm planning on doing and stuff like that. But this video, I want it to be more based on just before you start kind of saving and what you really need to prepare yourself to do, because I didn't really do this when I started my saving journey and trying to get my bills into order, and I think it would have really helped me if I'd had something like this to guide me. I know there's obviously lots and lots of videos on YouTube about budgeting and how to get your finances in control. What I'm about to say is completely different in a way, because you have to prepare yourself mentally, sometimes physically, to start that journey. And for me, I went from spending literally every single day to spending nothing, and you're setting yourself up to fail if you do that, because you have to do it in baby steps. You can't just do it. It's like a diet in a way. If you go cold turkey and you don't have your favourite chocolates and this, that and the other, and you completely go completely cold turkey, then you're setting yourself up to fail in some cases, because you are craving that thing you used to do. But yeah, I'm babbling on now, and I just want to try and give you some maybe tips on what you could do to get yourself prepared to save. So let's get started, guys. So I'm just gonna put my drink down and get my book. So this is the book I'm going to be using. This is all I have my YouTube bits and bobs in, what I normally use. But I've actually put some tips down of what I'd actually like to show you today. So the title originally was going to be Money Mindful Tips, Beginners Must Do's, and I thought that would be a good title, because if you are a beginner, you really do need to kind of like get your finances into shape gradually. You can't just do it. It's just impossible. So number one is find peace with yourself. So finding peace with yourself, forgiving yourself, because I know a lot of people will be watching this probably got themselves into debt, spent too much, stole cards, credit cards, all those kind of things. And you've got to really remember that you're on this journey now, and what you did before in the past, you really need to put that in the past and stop kicking yourself. You need to really find peace with yourself, forgive yourself for getting yourself in that debt, for not saving for that item years ago. Really think about what is now and not what was in the past, because you're starting that journey now. You need to be proud of that journey. And if you start kicking yourself as, oh, I should have saved ages ago, I should have got myself out of debt, now it's going to take me years to get out of debt, you're starting that process now. So you really just need to put everything behind you and then just think of your present moment, because if you don't, and you just kick yourself up, you're setting yourself up to fail, because you're not forgiving yourself, you're not putting yourself at peace. So just remember, you started the journey now, so just let everything else go and just try and remember you can get through this. So number 2 is finding positives. And when I started my journey of saving and getting positives out of it, because I love to shop, and like most people, they like to have nice things, they like to treat themselves, treat their family, go on nice fancy holidays, this, that and the other. But when you are saving, sometimes finding a positive to it can be really downfall. You can't find the positives, you can't find how you're going to get out of the situation, just because you're saving money and you feel maybe you can't go on that nice meal out because you're saving, and you just feel like you're going to be in this position for a long time. But what I would say to that is there's a positive to everything, and the first positive you're going to be doing is you're saving to get yourself maybe out of debt. Maybe you're saving for your wedding, holiday, a mortgage, whatever that may be. That is your positive, and you need to really strive on that, because in the end of the day, you are trying to do something to maybe better yourself, achieve that dream wedding, or just something where you know that is going to happen one day. So even if that's getting yourself out of debt, that is going to happen one day. And just remember, once you've saved all that money and you've paid all them debts off, or you're on that luxury holiday, that you can say to yourself, you did it. And that is a positive. You did it and you achieved it. So always strive for what you are wanting to achieve. And also, when it comes to positives, think about what you already have. You've got your health, you've got your family, you've got your friends, you've got a roof over your head, all those kind of things where sometimes people won't think of the obvious positives. They'll just think about the negatives of having to save all this money and not being able to do certain things because they're having to save the money. And I do agree, that is really hard. And not being able to maybe go on fancy meals all the time, or get that nice bracelet I want, or spend a fortune in River Island, or anything like that. It just makes sense to me that I have to save for the big things, for in the end to be able to get the little things. So find positives, write them down, and I will be very sure that you'll have more positives than you would have negatives if you wrote all your positives and negatives down. So always try and find the positives in what you are doing, so you can keep strived and you're focusing on what you are wanting to achieve by saving. So the next thing is giving yourself joy. And this one is, for me, and if you would have seen my previous vlog, is that I've gave myself a £100 budget each month, so I could splash out on a nice meal, or a nice dress, or maybe get my hair done or my nails done, or treat the children, or whatever it may be. Make sure it's something what gives you joy, something what you'll get value of, something you will look at it and you'll feel happy that you've got it, and that will last within like the whole month maybe, because you can't spend that money again because you've already spent your £100 budget. So try and just get something that will give you joy. And if that is a handbag, or it is just getting your hair done or your nails done, always try and use that budget on something that will give you joy. Because for me, it has to be something where I'll wear it. So if it's a piece of clothing, I know I'm going to wear it. It's going to give me a lot of joy. I'm going to feel happy and sexy in it, or whatever it may be. This month I've actually brought some pictures, and they've got certain quotes on, because I just feel this month can be, it's January, get January blues, and starting my low buy year, it's very, very difficult for me because I do like to spend a pretty penny, and I feel I just need some quotations around the house. So I've brought some prints to put in picture frames. All these things to try and encourage me. So if I am in my living room, I am feeling a bit down, I can look at my quotation that will say something what really gives me joy, and it will kind of put my mind at rest. It kind of remind me what I'm doing this for. So yeah, always try and find something what gives you joy, guys. So the next thing is finding your comfy saving. So in a way, this is going to be answering number 8 as well, where it says be realistic. And finding your comfy saving is basically where I'm saying that you can't be over octave. You've got to find this where you're comfy in your finances, where you feel that you can put that money away. You're not going to be stretching yourself to the point where you can't eat. You can't put gas and electric on your meters. You really have to evaluate on how much you can actually put away each month, because you can't leave yourself short. You need to feel comfy within your saving journey, because if you feel that you're short every month, you can't afford basics, then in a way for me that would be setting myself up to fail, because I can't afford basic. So make sure that you have a budget what's going to be comfy within your lifestyle, and it's not unrealistic, because you need to have that balance between having a comfortable life but still being able to save at the same time. So the next thing is, and I kind of didn't do this when I first started my journey. I just thought, oh, I'll just put X, Y, and Z away each month, and that was the end of it. But I wasn't looking where I was actually spending the money. I wasn't really clicking on of I spent it on paying for things off my PayPal, Amazon, all those kind of things where you just click the button and then you get a delivery a few days later of whatever you want. And I wasn't really thinking what I'm actually spending. So really get your bank statements out, get your PayPal, because I have a lot of PayPal transactions, get them out, have a look of actually what you are spending your money on, because you'll be surprised. I was surprised, and I think it came up to around about £700-800 worth of PayPal transactions within like 1 month, and I was like, where is that? I've not even got the items for that. But realistically, you've not even clicked on what you've actually spent. You've just been clicking the buttons, and before you know it, your bank's empty. So that is something I've really had to take into account, that I had to look exactly where every single penny of my money was going, because if I didn't do that, I still think I'd be doing the same things, to be honest. I'd still be clicking on PayPal every day and going on Amazon and seeing what I can find on there. And if I haven't got that mindset of, oh, okay, so most of my money is going through PayPal transactions, then I need to reduce that. So definitely get your pen and paper out, get your bank statements, write down everything what's coming out from each transaction so you know where your money is going. So the next thing is be patient. And this is where I'm not patient at all, guys, and I want things done yesterday. And I've really had to learn to be patient these past months, what's gone on, because if I don't see me savings going up, I'll get really agitated, because I'll feel, oh, nothing's gone in the savings for two weeks. But then I have to think about, well, I've not got paid in 2 weeks, so I'm not being able to put that money away. And it's just me and not being patient. And what I'm trying to say to you guys is that if you want to do this saving journey, it's not an overnight thing. It's not going to be probably a couple of months thing. It could be years kind of journey for some people. And what I'm just trying to say is that it's going to be a while. It's not going to be overnight. You need to be patient, and in a way you need to kind of replace that overthinking of, oh, I haven't got nothing in my savings this month. You need to put that on the back burner. It will happen gradually. You just need to be patient, guys, and stick with me, because I'm exactly the same as you. I will be there still being impatient, and I really need to learn to be patient, guys. But it will happen, and I keep on having to say that to myself as well. So the last thing I'm wanting to tell you is to save but be happy at the same time. This will probably go to be patient, live comfy, all those kind of things I've just said. But this one is, you need to save and be happy, because you'll set yourself up to fail if you're not happy of what you're doing. So this will come back to being comfy in your life while you're saving, making sure you are realistic of what you are actually saving as well, because you don't want to be making yourself unhappy by not being able to do those most basic of things with your family. So always make sure that you are happy while you're saving, because for me, if I wasn't happy doing something, I would fail, and that's exactly how I am. It's quite gullible and shallow, I know, but I have to be happy within myself and within my life to make things happen. So like I've said in the past points, make sure you are comfy, make sure you are not make sure you're realistic, and make sure you're happy in the whole process of this. Okay guys, that's all of my tips for today. I know these are slightly different to usual budgeting ones in how to budget and this, that and the other, but I feel to start off with budgeting and saving, you really need to think of your underlying issue of why you're doing it. Look at your finances, where's all that money going, and mindset of not being being realistic and being happy and being comfy within your savings. And I feel that they are good tips on what you need to really start off with before you actually go on to the bigger subjects on how to save, how to budget, how to do this, how to do that. And for me, you really need to underline things before you actually put them into practice. So always focus on these tips I've just showed you, so you can really get them into your mindset on how much you can afford, and being realistic, being patient, and all of that, so you can really start on your saving journey. Okay guys, I hope you really enjoyed this little tip guidance, or whatever you want to call it, but I just thought it'd be really important to put this first kind of tips, money managing kind of thing first, so we don't kind of set ourselves up to fail, and that is something we don't want to do. And I know a lot of people on my channel at the moment are wanting to save, they are wanting to get their budgeting and saving into control, and I hope I can help you on guiding you on how to do that. And you'll be helping me as well, because I'm on my low buy year and everyone needs a friend, and I feel that if I can be that friend for you, then that would be fantastic. If I can guide you through it and keep you positive, then that's my job done. So guys, that's it for me today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and click on that little bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I put new content out there for you. Also, like I've said at the beginning of this video, if you haven't checked out my other channel, that is called Sam's Disney Life, and I'll put a link in the description so you can find it. But that's it for me today, and I'll see you in my next one, guys. Thank you.